So here we are, we made it. Earnings season is upon us, and all the heavy hitters are reporting this week. I mean, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, even got the USA reporting earnings on Wednesday. So this can be a really fun opportunity for us to play elevated volatility and take a directional shot. So what I want to do here today, I'm going to share my top 3 earnings strategies, the expected move butterfly, at the money vertical spreads, and then the back month short put, and we're going to break down each one of those guys. So let's go. Okay, so strategy number 1, the expected move butterfly. And I would say, and people who watch from theory to practice every single day at 2:30 Eastern on the tastylive network, this is probably my number 1 strategy. This is probably my go-to. This is just going to be a standard butterfly, 1 by 2 by 1, symmetric on both sides. And the idea is you want to pin the expected move or thereabouts on the side of the market that you want to play. So if you're going to play it to the upside, you're going to use call options, and you're going to want to situate your short butterfly strike or strikes, since there are 2 of them, right around the expected move to the top side. If you want to play it to the downside, you're going to use put options, and so it'll be a 1 by 2 by 1 on the downside, with the short puts being right around the bottom side of the expected move on the downside of the market. Now, one of the things you can do with the expected move to kind of alter the cost of the strategy is if you want to save a little bit on the debit that you pay for this strategy, because an expected move butterfly is always a debit strategy, you can push the short strike of your butterfly a little bit beyond the expected move. So you're playing for, an outsized, the expected move type of move from earnings. That will reduce the cost of the butterfly because that makes it a lower probability trade. If you go inside of the expected move a little bit, so not quite all the way to the edge of that expected move on the top side or the bottom side, then the cost of the butterfly is going to increase a little bit, but you now have a higher probability play than if you pushed it outside the expected move. Now, as far as the width of the butterfly, wider is always better. The wider you can go, the better it's going to be, because it's going to make it a lot easier to manage if you get a move kind of inside that butterfly net. But wider butterflies aren't free, right? More width on the butterfly is going to cost you something. So generally speaking, I try to be around, I'm going to say 5 to 8% of the underlying stock price in terms of the width that I want to secure for the wings of the butterfly. So if it's a $100 stock, I'm looking at maybe a $5 wide butterfly up to maybe a $7.50 wide butterfly. If it's a $200 stock, maybe I'm going $10 wide up to maybe $15 wide, and so on and so forth as you get higher and higher in terms of stock price. And of course, as you're figuring out the width of your butterfly, you want to make sure that you keep in mind your overall position sizing parameters, right? You still want to stay probably 1 to 3% of your overall portfolio in your net lick when it comes to the position sizing on a butterfly. And since these are earnings trades, and these can be a lot more explosive and a lot more unpredictable, not that it's even that predictable outside of earnings, but I digress. Maybe you want to go even smaller with your plays. Maybe you're only 0.5% to 1%. So keep that in mind as you're trying to make your butterfly wings wider and wider and wider. At a certain point, you just got to cut it off because the position sizing parameters don't want to get too crazy. And then as far as expiration is concerned, always using the front week of the expiration cycles when it comes to playing a given stock's earnings. Now, if I do the butterfly on Monday or Tuesday, that's very different than doing the butterfly on Wednesday or Thursday, because remember, with a butterfly, you really want to nail the move, but you want to have it happen near the end of the week or very close to expiration. So having a Monday, Tuesday butterfly, quote unquote, work out is very different than having a Wednesday, Thursday butterfly, quote unquote, work out. And what I mean by that is this. I know that on Monday and Tuesday, even if I get the perfect move, I'm not going to get anywhere near maximum profit because there's too much time left to expiration. Even if it's only 2 or 3 days, butterflies really don't open up until the very, very end. So on a Monday or Tuesday butterfly, I'm typically happy with if I can clear 1x of my debit paid in terms of profits. I'm very, very happy. I probably take that trade off and just move on to the next one. If I'm doing a Wednesday or Thursday butterfly going into Friday, now I kind of ratchet up my expectations a little bit. If I can get 2x or 2.5x or even 3x of debit paid, that is a phenomenal trade. And so that is how I think about profit targets when it comes to butterflies. Monday, Tuesday butterflies, I'm not going to make as much, but I have more chances to win because there's more days going into Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, I don't have as many chances to win, but if I am right and I nail the move, I could potentially make more. And of course, don't forget, as is the case with any defined risk strategy, if I'm wrong, I just walk away. Like if I'm wrong, I lose the debit paid and I just walk away, and that's my maximum worst case scenario on that trade. Okay, so strategy number 2 is going to be the at-the-money long vertical spread. So if I want to play the stock higher, I do an at-the-money long call spread. If I want to play the stock lower, I do an at-the-money long put spread. And this is another directional play, very similar to the expected move butterfly, but it's different in some significant ways. With an expected move butterfly, I have to get the direction right, and I have to get the magnitude right. With a vertical spread, I really just have to get the direction right. Like, I don't have to worry about getting close to the short strike. I don't have to worry about, being bullish but not too bullish and kind of get in the center of that butterfly. I just need the stock to clear my strikes, and then the more the merrier. Like, the further it moves, the better it's going to be for me, and the more profits I can potentially make on that strategy. And then generally speaking, going with the at-the-money strikes for our positioning is really nice because it gives me more or less a 50-50 shot into something that, for all intents and purposes, is a 50-50 shot. The earnings move, the aftermath and how the market reacts and what have you, it's pretty much a coin flip. So by choosing the at-the-money vertical spread, I basically put myself into that coin flip scenario where I can take a directional shot. Now, sometimes what I might do, I might go slightly out of the money with my strike selection. Nothing crazy, but just 1 or 2 strikes kind of off center from the at the money level. And I like to do this because what that will do is it will reduce my probabilities. So now I have a higher hurdle that I have to jump over to actually nail this trade, but it takes the cost of the strategy down. So now I'm turning this into maybe a more favorable risk return on what is still very much a directional play and a directional shot in the underlying stock. And then, of course, whether it's at the money or slightly out of the money, I'm still targeting the tried and true 50% of max profit in terms of when I'm looking to take this trade off. Okay, strategy number 3, the back month short put. So if you have followed my show from Theory to Practice for any length of time, then you know that my number 1 go-to strategy is the short put. And I really like using this strategy around earnings because it becomes less of an earnings play and more of kind of a regular trade that's just using earnings as a bit of a kickstarter or a catalyst into that regular trade. Because remember, volatility gets reliably bid up going into these earnings events. And so by putting on a short put, a short premium strategy, I'm able to take advantage of elevated volatility basically at its peak if I do this right before the earnings drop and the earnings are released. Now, I do, of course, have to navigate the potential binary move nature of the actual earnings release itself, which is no small feat for certain. But if I'm looking at this through a 45-day lens, I'm like, all right, I just have to get through this binary move, and then this just becomes a regular trade with a little bit of volatility crush to kind of nudge me in the right direction. And of course, being a short put, if the stock also does rally on the earnings number, now I get benefits from both regards. I get the volatility crush and the positive delta moving in my direction, so this can be a really nice trade. And so short puts right before earnings, you've got the high probability, you've got the faded collection, you've got the negative vega, you've got the volatility mean reversion, the volatility crush that's going to essentially happen once the number comes out. A lot of things working in your favor, and my profit target on these is the same as it would be for a regular short put, since I'm kind of looking at this like a regular trade with just a little bit of an earnings kicker to kind of start things off. 50% of max profit as I would normally do. Okay, so we've got our 3 strategies. How do I now choose between the 3? Well, I think the first question you want to ask yourself is, do I want to play earnings defined risk or do I want to play earnings undefined risk? Because obviously, how you answer that question is going to send you down very different pathways forward through the forest. If I want to play this guy defined risk, then short puts are out of the question. So now I have to decide, do I want to do an expected move butterfly or do I want to do a vertical spread? And generally speaking, just keep it very simple, right? With an expected move butterfly, I'm taking a bigger shot from the standpoint of there's greater profit potential, but I stand to lose less if I'm wrong. And so from a risk return standpoint, I've got low probability, low potential loss, bigger potential gain. If I want to maybe amp up my potential cost in the strategy and increase my probabilities, now maybe I consider a vertical spread. Maybe I consider that at the money vertical spread or the out of the money vertical spread and give myself a greater chance of potentially making money on the trade. I may not make as much as I would have made with a butterfly, but I essentially have a higher probability of making something on the trade because I don't have to be as precise with a vertical spread relative to an expected move butterfly. But then, of course, if I am okay playing undefined risk and I really like short puts, then maybe that's my go-to. Maybe I just do a short put before the company releases earnings. It's a company I feel good about. It's a company I wouldn't mind playing bullish for the longer term if that's what it comes to. This can be a really good time to put short puts into motion where you're selling high volatility. You've got all the benefits of short puts that we just went over a few minutes ago and that I talk about all the time on both calculated risk and from theory to practice and the skinny. Basically every opportunity I have, I'm shouting all the benefits of the short put from the rooftops. And so you tap into those guys right before the earnings drop, and it could be a really strong strategy. So earnings season is here. We are all getting ready for all the main stocks to report, and this can be a great opportunity for us as active traders, premium sellers, derivatives traders wanting to be very active in our portfolios. And so now you've got 3 strategies to consider. My top 3 strategies: expected move butterflies, at the money or slightly out of the money vertical spreads, and then the back month short put, each with their own set of gimmies and gotchas. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.